I want you to be a successful gardener from day one. So today I'm walking you through some of the most common mistakes new gardeners make, including what I think is the number one mistake that causes most new gardeners to quit entirely. And if you are a seasoned gardener, please stick around and share some of your tips and advice in the comments for all the new gardeners out there. Let's all work together to help others grow successfully. Welcome back to the Provident Gardener, the place where we believe anyone can grow their own food, preserve it, and enjoy it. I'm Amanda, and today we're kicking off a brand new series on the channel, specifically for those of you who are new to gardening, or maybe who have tried before and feel like you just can't do it. Because I truly believe that anyone can grow their own food, and I believe it's important to learn how. So today we are starting with 5 mistakes new gardeners often make before they ever put a single plant in the ground. And we're gonna end with the big one. The number one thing I see gardeners doing that leads them to giving up and quitting gardening entirely. The thing I did when I first started gardening. The first mistake I think gardeners sometimes make is not knowing why they want to garden. Before you ever buy a seed packet or put a single plant in the ground, I want you to ask yourself, why am I wanting to do this? Is it because you just want to eat vegetables and things right off the plants while they're in season, while they're growing? Or maybe it's because you want to learn how to make and preserve food that can feed your family all year. Or perhaps you want to grow beautiful flowers to attract pollinators into your garden and to give to family and friends. There are many reasons to garden, but each reason might change how you do it a little bit. Let's take tomatoes, for example. If you're only wanting to eat fresh out of your garden while things are growing, then just a couple of tomato plants will probably be plenty. But if you're wanting to grow tomatoes so that you can make and can your own salsa to feed your family for the whole year, you're gonna need a lot more than 2 tomato plants. So knowing why you're gardening, knowing what your ultimate goal is, helps you to plan better. The second mistake I want to talk about is not putting your garden in the right location. The vegetables that you want to grow in your garden actually require quite a bit of sunlight. We're talking at least 8 hours. So before you ever decide where you want to put your garden, take some time to observe around where you live. Look where the sun is hitting. When does it first hit that spot in the morning? And how long does it stay there through the day? And when does it officially lose that sun in the late afternoon or evening? A beautiful garden in the wrong spot is always going to struggle. No matter how good your soil is, no matter how good your garden beds are, your plants need plenty of light. I have some beautiful spots around my house that would have worked perfectly for a garden. The location would have been so convenient. But back here by my kitchen, where I think I would have loved to have a garden, it gets way too much shade. So we put concrete in our sheds there instead, and we picked the spot with the most sunlight in our garden to grow our food. And while you're thinking about location, think about water too. Your plants are going to need a lot of it to grow. Is where you're putting your garden close enough to a water source? Will you be able to realistically water it by hand? Or do you need to plan for maybe some drip irrigation, soaker hoses? Last year, when we first put this garden in, we didn't have our water figured out yet, and our garden suffered because of it. I was trying to come out here and drag the hose all the way across the yard to water it enough, watering each plant by hand with the hose, but it still wasn't enough. I was sometimes spending an hour watering, and the plants were suffering because they weren't getting enough water. We got the drip installed, and the garden started to thrive. So think about not only location and are you getting enough sunlight, but also the location associated with, will you get enough water? Number 3 on the list is not deciding how you want to garden. So say I have picked this spot in my yard. I know it gets enough sunlight, I can get water to it. Now what? Am I just gonna dig right in the ground and plant my plants in the ground? Or do I want to build some sort of raised beds? There are benefits and downsides to both, between cost and ease of use. In-ground gardening is cheaper and easier up front, but raised garden beds make things more accessible and sometimes easier to manage. You just have to weigh the pros and cons and decide what is best for you and your goals when it comes to gardening. Now, the fourth mistake that as new gardeners we sometimes make is not knowing what to actually plant. This kind of ties back into number one with knowing why you're gardening. If you don't know why you're gardening, then you don't really always know what to plant in your garden. Maybe you know a few things you like, but then you go to the greenhouse or the nursery or whatever store you go to buy your plants or your seeds, and you see all these beautiful plants and seed packets, and it's exciting. Trust me, I've been there, I'm still there. But maybe all of a sudden you end up with a lot of plants, a lot of seeds of all sorts of varieties without ever knowing what you actually need or want to plant. It pays off big time to do a little bit of research before you go to buy your plants or seeds. Know what grows well in your area and in your specific growing conditions. What does your family actually eat and enjoy? The amount of stuff I've grown that my family doesn't even like, we just won't even go there. Consider starting with beginner-friendly crops. And depending on your area, these things may be different. Maybe some tomatoes, lettuce, green beans, zucchini. You can never have too much zucchini, right? But doing a little bit of research, making a list, and sticking to it can make a big difference. And number five, or should I say the number one reason I think most gardeners end up giving up on their garden. The number one reason that I almost gave up on gardening, and that is trying to do too much. Maybe you avoided the overwhelm of seeing all those beautiful plants at the greenhouse. Maybe you stuck to a list and you did your research, but maybe the list was a little too long. Maybe you still planted too much, more than you knew how to take care of. Maybe you made your garden too big for your first year of gardening, because I can tell you from experience what happens. We did it. One of our first years gardening, we decided to till up a whole big side of our yard and planted it. It was a huge garden for a first-time gardener. We planted all the things. We were so excited. What do you think happened a few months in? That garden quickly became neglected. We planted too many things that we didn't know how to troubleshoot or take care of. The weeding became overwhelming. We didn't have a good plan in place. And it just started to feel like a job instead of a joy. And that is not what we want when it comes to gardening. But here is what I want you to know. Gardening is for you. You maybe just took on a little more than you were ready for. Now, the fix for this is simple, and it's not failure. It's wisdom, experience. Start small. Maybe 1 or 2 raised beds. Try a few plants that you're interested in, get really good at those, and then grow from there. Next year, you can do even more. And that growth in your garden eventually becomes exponential, where each year, if you want to, you can do more and more because you know more and more. Small and thriving is always better than big and overwhelming. Gardening is a skill, and like any skill, it takes time to learn. Quite honestly, I'm still learning a lot. Every year my garden throws something new at me and I get an opportunity to learn more. The goal is to learn, enjoy it, and come back next year ready for more. 5 mistakes. 5 things worth thinking through before you ever put a single plant in the ground. Know your why, get your location right, plan for water, decide how you want to garden, and don't go too big too fast. If you do those things, you are already so far ahead of the game, and I am rooting for you. This is just the beginning of a whole series I'm building here on the Provident Gardener for new gardeners. If you are just getting started in your garden, or if you know someone who is, please share this video with them. And make sure you subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. We are here every week to help you learn, grow, preserve, and enjoy every bit of your garden. And as always, don't be afraid to get a little dirt under your fingernails so you can turn that dirt into dinner.